I want to get your sense on emerging market currencies at this stage, Moh Siong, especially in Asia. We haven't quite seen the tipping point where the rising dollar has impacted EM Forex reserves or EM Forex currency crosses in a way that could be, bordering a crisis. Do you see that happening or not quite in this cycle?
Well, not quite. I think the fundamentals for EM currencies have improved quite substantially over the last 5 to 10 years. And right now, what we are seeing is some discomfort with the dollar strength, given that dollar strength against the EM currencies would result in higher inflation. And that, in turn, would compromise, means that the central bank would have to fight harder to bring inflation lower. So we have seen the rate hikes across Asia. It has been gradual so far, but I expect more catch-up more catch-up from here. And I expect more intervention as well, although it'll be tough going for the time being, given that we still have a hawkish Fed.
So is the bet now, if you don't want to be involved in the US dollar, betting the Singapore dollar against the rest of the basket?
Well, I think Singapore dollar has certainly held up very well against the basket. And the way it held up against the basket is that while it's weakened against the King US dollar, the Singapore dollar remains a prince, given that it's held up or it's appreciated against most currencies or every currency in the basket except the US dollar. So I expect the policy to be tightened further tomorrow, and that should continue to be supportive of the Sing against the currencies in the basket except for the US dollar.
Okay, let's talk about the Chinese yuan now knocking on the heels of 720. Do you think that the Party Congress next week could change all of that?
Well, I think they have sent a very clear signal that they will prefer an orderly move in the Chinese yuan. I mean, you've seen that in the fixing. You've seen that in a number of measures they've taken to slow the yuan depreciation. But again, I think the bigger picture here is that the dollar has been strong. And so far, they have allowed that strong dollar to show through, to play through in terms of weaker Chinese yuan. But I expect more measures to slow down the depreciation and ensure an orderly market going into the Party Congress. The last thing you want is a chaotic move in the Chinese currency.